Okay, now I'll show you how to analyze a very simple jazz standard like Autumn Leaves. I already used it as an example, so I just wanted to show you that jazz standards are actually a lot easier to play over than you would think, because they're built mostly around a 2-5-1, the 2-5-1 progression in minor or major that we've seen, and chords from the harmonized major scale that we've already seen. So the first thing I've noticed is there's 2-5-1 right there, and it's in G major. So I can already this is the second, the fifth, and first chord of G major. I can already play all my 2-5-1 ideas that I know in G major. So it sounds something like this: A minor 7, D7, G major 7. So the next chord is C major. It still belongs to G major. It's the fourth chord of G major, and there again I can play G major over 8 in terms of a scale. We'll see with modes we will have more options, but let's just keep it into a major and minor for now. Now I will just change color to show you that this is a 2-5-1 in minor. It still ends up on a chord that belongs to G major, which is the sixth, but that's the 2-5-1 in minor, in E minor. So I can use, that's B7, and it goes to E minor. So I can use that scale that I showed you to play over that E minor with that major 7 added to it. That's just the repeat sign. That means there's another extra bar of E minor. So far we've seen that there is basically just a 2-5-1 in G major and a 2-5-1 in E minor. Again, the second ending is just a repeat of those 2 bars. There's 3 bars actually, so it's pretty much the same thing. I'll show you now on the bridge how the song goes and plays another 2-5-1 minor in E. So I can use again the same material and use the same scale that I've used on 2-5-1 minor, and then it goes back, let me change the color again, to that 2-5-1 in G. So I can use all the material that I've learned from a 2-5-1 in G or G major. That's again just a repeat sign to say that it's another bar in G of G major. Then again it goes back to a 2-5-1, a 2-5-1 in E minor, of course, and then these are two small 2-5-1 in other colors. So that's what's called a tritone substitution. It's like if I said E minor A7 and then D minor G7. Those are just 2 5s. Of course, we'll see what a tritone substitution is, but that's another 2-5. That's another 2-5, and then it ends up on that 4 chord of G, and again this is a 5-1 in E minor. So we have seen that except for those 2 bars, the song is pretty much built around 2 2-5-1s, the major one, 2-5-1 major that goes to G, and a 2-5-1 in minor that goes to E minor. So if you know if you have any material to cover those 2 progressions, you are pretty much done with the song. And I assure you that there are so many jazz standards that are built around only 2-5-1s. So if you know 2-5-1s in any key, there are only 12 keys again. You're pretty much covered for many jazz standards. Of course, we'll see how I can use different, the same concept to play on a pop song or a more kind of contemporary R&B stuff. Yeah, that's another video. Well, that's pretty much it.